Hey guys, and welcome to where I do my makeup, my little makeup table setup here. Today we're going to be doing a very highly requested video, which is my makeup routine. And I just want you guys to know that I've put this video off because honestly, there are not that many sustainable makeup brands out there, specifically when it comes to packaging. It takes time to test out makeup. I don't know how beauty gurus do this in any sort of fast speed, because to actually test out all these different brands that I do find or that I do think are worthy of trying out, it takes a lot of time. And even still in this video, I definitely do not have the perfect routine down. I do not have all the best advice and all the coolest brands that I've discovered to give you, because there's a huge lack in the space of sustainable beauty. But regardless, I am here to give you what I currently use, and also to link below the blog post of other brands that I've tried or researched, and I will continue to do more research on more brands and bring you more videos in this space if you really want them and you find them helpful. So let me know in the comments. Something that is super crucial to my beauty routine, maybe not technically my makeup, because if I look pretty, that's one thing. But if I smell pretty, that's a whole nother thing. So this video is sponsored by Native. If you guys don't know, this is the deodorant that I use. And I just figured that I would talk about them because they are now completely plastic free. And when we're talking about a sustainable beauty routine, definitely deodorant is important. And I know something that a lot of people struggle to find one that they actually like that is also sustainable. They're completely vegan, cruelty free. Now they are plastic free. This tube here is completely compostable. My favorite scent is charcoal, and I've loved them for so long that I partner with them as often as I can, because I truly struggled for so long trying to find a deodorant that I liked and that my partner liked, so that we could move over to a more natural deodorant. And now the fact that they're plastic free just makes me even more excited to tell you about them as often as I can. If you do want to try them, they always give you guys a discount. Today, if you use code Shelbi6, you can get 25% off of your first deodorant pack. So there's free shipping in the US, and they do also ship other places than just the US. I know it's a frustration with you guys. A lot of the times I recommend things that you can only get in the US. You can get this guy in multiple places around the world now. And another super exciting announcement to let you know is that Native is now part of 1% for the planet, which means 1% of their profits go to environmental nonprofits. So you're also doing a little bit of giving back when you're using Native deodorant. So I could not be more proud to partner with them. If you guys are interested in trying out the only deodorant that has worked for me over the years, I definitely recommend it, and I'll leave the link in the description for you. With Native in mind, and with some of the other things I've talked about in mind that we're going to go over today, I definitely am not just trying to entice you to buy any of these things for your makeup routine. I'm just telling you what I've tried out because a lot of you have asked me, and I'm literally just here to talk about what I use. So if you find it helpful, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I'll link everything I talk about today in the description. And remember that the most sustainable thing is what you already have. So please use up what you already have. Okay, I'll stop rambling. Let's get into the makeup routine. First things first, we have to start with foundation. And honestly, there are quite a few green beauty companies out there for this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that any of them are zero waste. Forgive me for this not being completely zero waste routine, but also at the end of the video, I'll give you some tips about how you can make it. So even if the packaging you're seeing isn't. Anyway, this is a foundation by a clean beauty brand that I found on Credo. That is a place I definitely recommend you guys checking out. I'll have it linked below. Basically, it's a marketplace for beauty items that are green, should we say, but in the way of their ingredients, not necessarily just in their packaging, but I still think that green beauty is important, obviously, with the ingredients as well. So I think the best thing to do is look for a clean beauty brand that uses glass packaging, because that's always going to be a little bit better than plastic. Also shop from places that have their own recycling programs set up. So even if this is something that you can't recycle in your own curbside recycling because of the pump and like all of the components, that they have send back recycling programs. So like I said, I got this from Credo, and they do have a system where you can send these back. They will recycle it for you, and they'll even give you rewards for doing so. So you get 10 points with the Credo reward system for actually recycling your packaging. So I think that's a really good situation, and I actually chose to buy this one from Credo because they had a very wide shade range. That's something that's definitely lacking in beauty brands in general, but definitely also in like more sustainable beauty brands. And then also, this is my EcoTools beauty blender. Not because I think this thing is like the most eco-friendly thing in the world, but more so just because they're the best option right now. I received quite a few of these as a gift last Christmas, so I'm still working through all of them. EcoTools itself itself is a pretty green brand when it comes to like affordable, sustainable beauty products. Like they make their little sponges with recycled and plant-based materials as opposed to some of the other brands out there. But I'm not here to be like, you should definitely use this. This is the most sustainable thing. What you already have is the most sustainable thing, as we already talked about. But this is what I'm going to be using, so I'm going to apply it, and I'll be right back. The next step in a normal beauty routine would be powder. I don't wear powder on a daily basis. I don't feel the need to like go that in on my makeup. So this is a brand called Care Weiss, and this packaging is incredibly high quality and very heavy, and that's because it's refillable. You can pop this little guy here in and out, and you can order just refills for that. You can see there's a little hole right here on the back, and you basically pop something in there and that will pop it out. I don't have anything small enough to put in there to pop it out right now. You're just gonna have to believe me. This is a pretty pricey brand. It's not super affordable, and there are other brands out there that make translucent powders in a more sustainable packaging. And again, I'm using an EcoTools brush, not necessarily because I think they're the best, most sustainable brand, but just because it's what I already had, and so it's what I continue to use. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on top. I like to finish my face before I move on to the eyes, so then I go in with a bronzer. This one is by a brand that unfortunately they don't make stuff anymore, but I wanted to include it because I think it's a cool idea to maybe go searching out people on Etsy. This is from a really small business who reached out to me, and obviously like she didn't continue, but I still use it because it still works, and I still have so much left. Like I've been using this for a very long time. Powders are supposed to expire every so often after you open them, but I honestly just feel like this isn't going bad. It doesn't cause breakouts or anything like that for me. So I just keep using it rather than throw it out. And I think there are like creams and liquids that definitely can get like bacteria in them and expire. But when it comes to powders, like how could you ever finish up a powder like this in 2 years and then you just end up throwing stuff out because of expiration dates? I don't really buy into that. So this is the one I use, and again, an old EcoTools brush. So put on the bronzer. So to finish the face, I've been using this highlighter by Fat in the Moon. I got it from Earth Hero, and I will link it below for you, but it's just basically like a cream highlighter. It's very faint, it's not too heavy, which is pretty much the vibe I'm going for. Right now, I'm just going to put this on basically just right here, and I also dink my nose like that usually. Oh, that was a little much, a little too much. Now I would say that my face is done and we can move on to eyeshadow. So there are a couple brands that I purchased from that are more sustainable, but I just need to tell you guys that the brushes I'm going to be using and even some of the makeup that I still have are from when I used to dumpster dive. So if you didn't know, I used to go dumpster diving for makeup. There is so much waste in the beauty industry, and now that I'm kind of older and can look back at the things that I did, it is a little bit sketchy to get makeup out of the dumpster, especially if it's used. But many times I would literally find brand new palettes that were virtually untouched. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend dumpster diving for makeup now, but there are several like things I still have that I still use from those days, and obviously they've never caused me any problems, so I just continue to use them. But I have purchased from a couple of sustainable brands as well. So you guys have probably seen this a bajillion times. This is my palette by Elate Beauty. They send their shadows out in little flower seed paper, so they come to you plastic free, and then you can just choose which colors you do and don't like. And this is a highlighter, this one here. The reason I use the one by Fat in the Moon is because this one just kind of falls flat for me. Maybe you guys would like it. So you see me wearing this one a lot. That's one of the ones I have from a sustainable brand. And then also have this one by a brand called Aether Beauty, and they actually even leave mirrors out of their packaging. Yeah, when I used to still watch beauty channels all the time, they would complain when palettes came without a mirror, and my only thought process is like, why does every single thing you own that's like disposable need to have a mirror? This is a zero waste company called Aether Beauty. Super pumped that I've had this one for a while too. It might even technically be expired, but again, I just don't understand how anyone gets through powders within their expiration date, so I continue to use them. I use this one a lot, and then I use these two quite a bit, and then I use these ones when I'm trying to have a little bit more fun. So just for the sake of this video, I think I'll use colors from each of these so that you get to see them, but these are two really great sustainable brands that you could choose from. I'll have them linked below. Let me do my eyes, and I'll come back to you. the time with trying to decide if I like eyeliner on me or if I don't, and I think it just depends on the day and what look I'm going for. I haven't been able to find like a felt tip eyeliner that I like, or like a dip one that I feel like can really just not get messy and basically melt off of my face. So basically recently when I've been choosing to wear what looks like eyeliner, I'm just using a dark eyeshadow to line my eyes, and then if I want it to kind of like come out here a little bit, I'll do that as well with eyeshadow. And sometimes that also melts off my face, but I'm just using what I already have, so I think it's okay. You guys may have heard me talk about before that I've tried the eyeliner by Elate Cosmetics, and I don't have it anymore because I didn't like it. It's way too watery, runs all over my face. I could never put it on without making a disaster. So I don't have it anymore. And then we'll go straight into eyebrows. So I do use something also by Elate. This is their brow, like, is it called a, what do they call it? A pomade, I guess is maybe what you would call it. I do my eyebrows the most on days where I don't do anything else to my face. I'll probably put on something on my eyebrows. Mine are still pretty light and I don't love how they look, so just making them appear is the only goal of using this. So this is also from Elate, and you just dip your brow into this and make your eyebrows appear. It's like magic. This is the mascara I've been using for a while, and honestly this mascara is not like the most eco-friendly thing. Is the word facetious? What's the word here I'm looking for? A wolf in sheep's clothing, that's how they say it. Because there is a plastic tube in here, and then there's like this bamboo casing. Now to get rid of this properly, you kind of have to break this bamboo off, compost the bamboo, and then send the tube back in for recycling. I mean, it's a little bit better if you understand that most mascaras have the plastic tube and then another plastic tube instead of bamboo on top. Now you can also use like a cake mascara, which would come basically in something similar to this. That is not a thing that I feel personally comfortable with, like sticking something into a cream or liquid where bacteria can build up easily and then putting it back on my eye each and every single time. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments if they've worked out like great for you in the past, but that's just really not my thing. So I use this one. I also recently purchased this one from Care Weiss. The casing is the silver part, and that part is reusable, and then the little plastic tube in the middle you can pull out and you can get replacements for. What's really important to brands, I'm sure you guys know, is branding, marketing, and that a product actually has like their logo on it. So this is not the most eco-friendly thing either. You definitely still need to recycle this properly, which for most people will not be able to be done in a curbside. But there are plenty of take back programs for people helping recycle and all that sort of stuff. Honestly, this wand is not one that I personally like. So this is the one that I use. It's by Elate. It's fluffy. That's the kind of like material I like. This one is just plastic. I don't know, the bristles are really thin and sort of hard, and it's just not really what I prefer for my lashes. And then the Elate one is the one that I just did my eyelashes with. I think it's a pretty good formula and a pretty good like brush application, so I like this one. And the only thing left to do are my lips. So this is a brand that I've been using recently. It's called Axiology, and it's like a zero waste lids and lip and face. I feel like I've used some of these for all different purposes, but it comes completely plastic free in this little cardboard box. You slide it out like this. Whoop. This first color is sort of like a champagne color, and I think this is a really pretty color to use as highlight as well. Actually, you probably don't want to put it directly on your face like that. And I'm just going to be heavily glowing today. But you could use it for your cheeks like that. You could use it for your eyes in the corner or on your lid, whatever you want to do. That's why it's like a lid and cheek stick. They're called balmies, whatever you want to call them. This one's called champagne, and then there's sorbet and rosé. And then I have another color that's separate, which is the one that I typically use for my lips. But typically I feel like my lips get so like bright pinkish red, and I don't love how that looks. So I try to like mute them down a little bit. I used to be the girl who used to like just wear foundation on her lips. Not cute. But yeah, so these guys are what I've been wearing on my lips. I think today, like I said, they're not too pigmented, so I think I'm just gonna go without any lipstick today. So then this would be my final makeup look. So I hope you learned something today. I hope this was helpful. It was a very highly requested video, although it feels a little strange to talk about my makeup routine. I guess you want to know, so I share some things with you. If you guys are interested, make sure you check out Native Deodorant, the best freaking deodorant out there that is now plastic free. Couldn't love them more, and also I have a discount in the description for you guys, like I said, and I'll leave it on the screen. I'm also going to have everything I used on my face linked in the description if you want to check any of it out. This is just not a video to entice you to buy absolutely anything. I always feel weird about making these videos because it feels like I'm trying to talk you into buying something, but I'm literally not. I'm just telling you what I use because you've been asking, and I guess a lot of people want to know about more sustainable makeup options because there aren't that many out there, and honestly I've tested out quite a few that I just didn't like at all. So in hopes of saving you from buying something that maybe you'll throw out or wasting money on something that you won't like, hope this can be helpful. So remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you do. Bye guys.